Hello, welcome to MBC News, and you are with me, Evelis Chingambe. Our top stories. President Mutharika to preside over the commissioning of the Malawi Defence Force Officer Cadets in Salima tomorrow. Public Appointments Committee of Parliament confirms Council Faustino Maire as the new Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP. And cement prices continue to decrease in some townships within Blantyre City. Thank you for joining us. Now the news in detail. President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, who is also the Commander-in-Chief of the Malawi Defence Force MDF, will tomorrow preside over the commissioning of the Malawi Defence Force Officer Cadets. According to a statement from the Chief Secretary, Justin Saidi, the event will take place at the Malawi Armed Forces College, MAFCO, in Salima from 10 o'clock in the morning. Member states of the African Union and the European Union have agreed to continue collaborating in addressing challenges facing the two continents, including strengthening trade ties. This is in the declaration of the 7th AU-EU Summit, which has ended in Luanda, Angola. Malawi was represented by Vice President Dr. Jane Ansah. Simeon Boyce with the details.
Heads of state or their representatives from African Union, AU, and European Union, EU, attended the AU-EU 7th Summit in the capital city of Angola, Luanda. The gathering was historic as it marked 25 years of partnership since the inaugural summit, which was held in Cairo, Egypt in 2022. During the two-day talks, the two blocs reaffirmed their commitment towards implementing the development programs under the joint vision for 2030, which was adopted at the 60th AU-EU Summit, which was held in Brussels, Belgium in 2022. The projects include the Africa-Europe Global Gateway Investment Package, which is designed to strengthen support for Africa industrialization, diversification, and integration in African Continental Free Trade Area, AFFTA, to improve trade. The project involves the construction of transport infrastructure, such as roads and railway lines that can link Africa and Europe, including Nakara Corridor railway line that connect Malawi, Zambia, and Mozambique to the ocean. In the declaration, the EU has also agreed to accelerate investments in green energy, transport, and digital infrastructure. On agriculture and climate change, delegates at the summit have agreed to strengthen partnerships for food security, sustainable agriculture, and fisheries. EU has also reaffirmed its commitment towards the Paris Agreement and commitment to global climate change. On migration, the two blocs have agreed to combat irregular migration to strengthen legal channels for students and professionals. On her part, Malawi Vice President Dr. Jane Ansah, who led the Malawi delegation at the summit, describes it as successful.
We have put forward our concern, and this partnership, it is a win-win partnership. Europe needs us and Africa needs them. They are not coming here to give us charity. It is at an equal basis that we are doing trade. So Malawi should be expectant that from this partnership will not be left out, will be included.
Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Dr. George Chaponda, says Malawi will continue to cooperate with other nations and international organizations such as AU and EU in order to push forward Malawi's development priorities in trade, transport, and energy.
European Union in the context of Malawi is our strongest partner, among the strongest partners. And we rely upon them in terms of the grants which they have given us, loans and technical assistance, facilitation of trade, and even energy. There's so much.
For Angola, hosting the 7th AU-EU summit was an icing on the cake, as the country is also celebrating its 50th year independence in the month of November this year. Simeon Boyce, NBC News, Luanda, Angola.
Improving healthcare services is one of government's top priorities. Minister of Health and Sanitation, Madalito Aloi, made the remarks during the opening of the Association of Schools of Global Health Conference in Malawi. More with Mike Kalumbi.
Speaking at the conference, the minister said the administration of Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika has put in place several initiatives aimed at strengthening healthcare delivery, including allocating 5 billion kwacha to each constituency. She said this will also support health facilities, particularly in rural areas. Baloi Favor explained that Malawi is making progress in tackling non-communicable diseases.
As Malawi, we are indeed ready, and at regional level, at country level, we are doing well. All we are calling for is for regional collaboration. We are calling for partners, even donors, financiers. But you can see that even the Malawi government is very committed to ensure that we curb the non-communicable diseases. The President of Malawi has currently put the 5 billion Malawi kwacha that will go through the local government to reach the last mile at the constituencies. This means even at constituency level, at the health facility level, we'll be able to use that money to prepare for any challenge, any disease.
Professor Macpherson Malewa, Vice Chancellor of Kamuzu University of Health Sciences, KUHES, said the conference is an important opportunity for Malawi to share with the rest of Africa the health challenges the country is facing.
This is a very important conference for us. It's an opportunity for Malawi to share with the rest of Africa on the challenges that we are facing, the challenges we've been facing in issues of public health. And it's therefore an opportunity to actually decide and discuss with our colleagues on what are the issues, what are the solutions, and how can governments and non-governmental organizations help in tackling issues that we grapple with.
The conference has brought together health experts from various countries, government officials, and non-government organizations to discuss possible solutions to address the ongoing health and environmental challenges. Mike Kalumbi, NBC News, Lilongwe.
Expectations are high for an independent justice system in the country following the confirmation of Counsel Faustino Maere as the new Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP. The Public Appointments Committee, PAC, of the National Assembly confirmed Maere's appointment after completing a vetting process at Parliament in Lilongwe. Speaking after the meeting, Chairperson of the Public Appointments Committee, Felix Njawala, said the committee expects him to carry out his duties in accordance with the law.
The expectation is very high, within the committee, and I know it is also the same with Malawians, because we've had incidences where Malawians were not happy with some decisions, discontinuance of some cases. The public was not really aware of the reasons. So we expect that he will be transparent in his way of doing things, so that whatever he is doing, the public is aware. Accountability and transparency is key, in that office, because he will be dealing with politicians, he will be dealing with non-politicians, he will be dealing with business people, he will be dealing with all sorts of cases, during his term. So we expect that he will be working within the law. He will be guided by the law.
In his remarks, Counsel Maere promised to serve the public with diligence and commitment.
The office is a Director of Public Prosecutions. I would like to emphasize the word public. We are doing things for the public, and I make sure that the cases that we have, we prosecute them as quickly as we can for the sake of the victims to have closure and for the sake of the people accused to have to continue to move on with their lives.
Senior Resident Magistrates Court in Lilongwe will continue hearing a case involving former Deputy State House Chief of Staff Godfrey Arthur Jalari, who is accused of stealing 4 State House German Shepherd dogs on the 1st of next month. The ruling follows a bail application made on Tuesday by his lawyer Kwima Mchizi. Senior Resident Magistrate Robert Bota said the decision aligns with the state's request for continued custody as investigations are still underway. Bota ordered that the accused should remain in custody for 7 days from the day of his arrest, 21st November 2025. This is part of what his lawyer Kwima Mchizi said after the adjournment.
It was ordered that the accused be further incarcerated for 7 days, I think, according to the court, starting from the 21st, ending on the 28th, which is, I think, Friday. So we, as the defense, we presented issues in terms of what the law is, and the least I would have expected was the court to comment on the issues that were raised by the defense. First thing is that a prosecutor, in his capacity as a prosecutor, cannot bring any evidence before a court of law to show cause why the interest of justice would require that an accused be further incarcerated because of ongoing investigations. The law is settled as of now that only an investigator can do that. There was no investigator in court yesterday, so the court would not have a factual basis on which to make a conclusion it has made. But as I said, I wouldn't want to comment much because that would be really litigating the issue outside court. We respect the decision of the court. We'll proceed and prepare accordingly.
You're watching MBC News and you are with me, Evelis Jingambi. A reminder of the top stories. President Mutharika to preside over the commissioning of the Malawi Defence Force Officer Cadets in Salima tomorrow. Public Appointments Committee of Parliament confirms Council Faustino Maire as the new Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP. And cement prices continue to decrease in some townships within Blantyre City. Welcome back. Spot checks in some townships within Blantyre City have revealed that cement prices continue to decrease. At some retail and wholesale selling points, a 50-kilogram bag of Koma cement is going at 20,000 kwacha, while Duracrete is fetching 33,000 kwacha. James Kajeba with the full story.
Meet Enoch Nglinja in Chirimba Township. He is happy to have resumed the project of constructing his house. He suspended the project over 5 months ago due to not only scarcity but also higher prices the commodity used to fetch at the market. He is proud that the project will now cost him less.
There
is a difference on where we used to buy a bag of cement some months ago and now. Cement was costly and we could not afford. Now it's better that we are able to buy cement at affordable prices. We are really appreciate for this. Previously, one could have money, but you could not get the commodity. The cement I am buying now, I want to use it in the ongoing house project.
A spot check by MBC reveals that availability and reduction of prices of cement is creating a busy environment in the construction industry. Kondwani Ndakoka, a salesman at one of the cement selling points within the city, says cement business has drastically improved.
Now cement price is going down in terms of companies, so they give us a good price. As we compare 2 months ago, we have been receiving cement in high prices. So now, because companies give us good prices, now we are trying to make discount prices. That makes us to make business in this town. Okay, we can start from Jura Gate because last time 2 months ago we were usually selling it at 42,000, but as of now it's at 5,000, which is something like 8,000 discount. Yeah, when we said about Tacoma, it's also the same. We have now like a discount of 7,000 because last time it was 27,000, but as of now it's 20,000, even 19,000 discount to give customers, which makes us to make business as possible.
For past 3 months, not only cement situation is registering improvements, but also maize and fuel. James Kachipa, MPC News, Blantyre.
The Ministry of Gender, Children, Disability and Social Welfare has urged government departments, NGOs and others working in ending gender-based violence to put their messages in Chichewa and other ethnic languages so that gender-based violence messages reach the masses in remote areas. Minister responsible Mary Navija said this at Kwisa Primary School ground in Balaga during the launch of this year's 16 Days of Activism. We have a joint report by Peter Stuma and Helen Luayo.
The event started with a solidarity walk from Kwisa Technical College to the primary school ground, where the Minister of Gender visited some of the pavilions showcasing works by various organizations in ending gender-based violence. Speaking during the event, Navija said women and girls are the main victims of gender-based violence, hence urged organizations to put through their messages in local languages to reach those in rural areas.
Indeed, language barrier is a concern, and we are going to give guidance to our stakeholders to use different languages in their messages, like Tonga, Tumbuka, Yao, Lomwe and other Malawian languages, not only English.
Navija also called on players in providing internet services to build safer digital spaces so that women and girls navigate freely. She also called on parents and school authorities to make sure that children have access to GBV messages, saying it is alarming that 1 in every 3 children are victims of the vice.
To how to prevent gender-based violence, particularly digital violence. And our children in schools, they should also have access to the messages so that they should know how to prevent, how to avoid such challenges in the social media. So let's work together as a ministry. We are working closely with our friends in various NGOs, in departments, MDAs, in order to win this battle.
WOLEC is among the organizations working with government in ending gender-based violence. The organization's executive director, Maggie Katowera Banda, called for a speed in finalizing the National Action Plan on Gender-Based Violence, which she said will help in implementation of the laws dealing with GBV.
There have been a lot of efforts, a lot of interventions put in place to combat gender-based violence, but we find that the rates still remain high. So, for example, if you are talking about intimate partner violence, which ordinarily people would be saying domestic violence, you find that in terms of statistics, we are at 42%. So what it says is that for women that have been married or women that are married that have ever faced violence, and that rate is at 42%. So that's quite high. And then you're now talking about the online GBV. It's very high because statistics are showing that at least about 73% of women and girls are experiencing online harassment, online bullying and things like that. So as a nation, we have very high rates of gender-based violence, and that should be a concern to each and every person.
The 2023 UN report revealed that little knowledge of GBV among women and girls subject them to abuse. This year's theme is Unite to End Digital Gender-Based Violence in Malawi.
Minister of Information Shadrack Namalomba has called on media practitioners in the country to utilize the 2026 SADC Media Awards in telling stories that promote Malawi, highlight hope and progress the country is making. The minister was speaking in Lilongwe during the launch of the 2026 SADC Media Awards. Beatrice Mape reports.
Speaking during the occasion, Namalomba said the launch is significant to the country as President Professor Arthur-Peter Mutharika is chair of the SADC organ on politics, defense and security, stressing the need for media practitioners to responsibly exercise their crucial role as storytellers, watchdogs, and national builders. The minister said the media plays a critical role in strengthening and promoting transparency and accountability, which is critical to building a more informed and connected region. He therefore stressed the need for media practitioners to tell factual and positive stories about Malawi, adding their victory in winning the awards is also a victory for the nation. Namalomba further highlighted that government is working on addressing the challenges Malawi is facing, and the media should foster a positive narrative.
Our plea and our call is that as you write your stories, sell your country. Sell the good things about your country. Tell people what we are and what we are looking for, or what we are aspiring for. There will never be a better story than offering hope to people, your own people in this country, but also the people in SADC.
Member of the National Adjudication Committee for the SADC Media Awards, Innocent Chitosi, has commended government for its support in ensuring Malawi participates in the awards. Chitosi says Malawi's media practitioners have performed excellently and has highlighted their commitment to supporting journalists to submit good entries to compete favorably. During the launch, the minister recognized the 2025 SADC Media Awards winners. One of the winners, Innocent Kunchedwa, has encouraged fellow media practitioners to invest in telling stories which will foster regional integration and advance development in the country.
It's important that what we do, we should be measured, or should be competing with other journalists in other countries. So it is important for them to be entering into competitions like the SADC Media Awards, so that they can know the level of work they are doing and with what others are doing. And the good thing with SADC Media Awards is that it encourages regional integration. So you tell your own story, the story of the country you are living in. How is the country promoting SADC integration and cooperation? So I'm really happy to be among the winners.
The SADC Media Awards were established in 1996. Beatrice Mwape, MPC News, Lirongwe.
The National Initiative for Civic Education, NICE Trust, has called for proper training of village district committees, VDCs, describing the structures as crucial in development. Mangochi Civic Education Officer for NICE Trust, Joseph Chamambala, made the call on the sidelines of elections of the committees in Yesaya village in the area of Senior Chief Nankumba. Chamambala said VDCs need to understand their work before executing their duties. Davy Omar reports.
The election of village development committees in Mangochi comes following a directive by government through the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development that all area development committees, ADCs, and village development committees, VDCs, be reconstituted. It is for this reason that NICE Trust in Mangochi, through its Civic Education Officer, Joseph Chamambala, emphasized on the need for the new committees to be well equipped through some formal training. Chamambala said VDCs are crucial because they form a starting point of any development project in an area.
It is very important for them to understand the decentralization process, because decentralization hinges upon the local governance structures, and these are the VDCs and the ADCs. If they are not aware of their roles and their responsibilities, it will be difficult for them to execute their responsibilities. And so they should be able to appreciate what are the monitoring mechanisms, the community monitoring mechanisms that they can use. They should be able to know what is community mobilization and how can they mobilize the communities in their area. So this is very critical in terms of improving their socio-economic development of their area.
In his remarks, Community Development Officer for Mangochi District Council, Daritondinda, said the exercise is done in conformity with government guidelines to put in place qualified individuals at village level.
We are reconstituting these governance structures across Mangochi. Currently, we've planned that we should reconstitute almost 382 VDC across Mangochi, and our plan or our target is to have 44 area development committee across Mangochi.
Yesaya Village newly elected chairperson Dixon Chidzanjankoma said he is looking forward to push for development that will benefit the whole community. The exercise of electing new VDC committees is continuing with assistance from Malawi Red Cross Society until the whole district is filled. Dave Umar, MBC News, Mangochi.
And now in sports, Mighty Wanderers have returned to the top of the TNM Super League after beating Mighty Tigers by 3-0. The match was played at Kamuzu Stadium in Blantyre. All the goals were scored in the second half by Mohamed Solomba, Blessings Marilino and Isaac Kaliati. Wanderers have displaced FC Binyasa Big Bullets from the summit with 55 points, while Bullets have dropped into second place with 53 points. In other Super League matches, Silver Strikers beat Moyale Barracks 3-0 with Emmanuel Allen scoring all the goals against his former club, while Karonga United were 3-1 winners over Goshen City Delta Dynamos. And still in sports, the Southern Region Football Association will introduce sharing of subventions to all clubs participating in the Premier and Division 1 leagues. The committee's chairperson, Dailes Kajala, told Embassy Sport that this gesture will help clubs compete well regardless of their differences in financial muscles. And well, that item also concludes this edition of MBC News. A recap of our top stories before we leave. President Mutharika to preside over the commissioning of the Malawi Defence Force Officer Cadets in Salima tomorrow. Public Appointments Committee of Parliament confirms Council Faustino Maere as the new Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP. And cement prices continue to decrease in some townships within Blantyre City. For more updates, visit our digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen. You have been with me, Evelis Jungambe. Thanks for watching and good morning.
kupatula kupemphera ndi kulambira zipembedzo zimakhala ndi nkhani zosiyanasiyana. Tsopano MBC izikupatsirani nkhanizi.
MBC, inspiring the nation.